Hello everyone and welcome to the first game of the week analysis video that we're doing for the Warwick Autumn Open. So I'm joined here by Vikas and we're going to go through a game between Andrew Gissop, who has the black pieces, and Ben Lewis, who is playing as white. So without further ado, we will get started.
Okay.
So it opens
So
with
here
a
White goes for the Vienna game. It sounded very aggressive setup. White wants to play f4 very quickly, and he does that.
we will see.
And if we pause here, yeah,
Yep.
Black put his bishop on g4, and I'm sure that here White was in his preparation because both bishop to g4 and h3 are very committal moves. Like in this setup of Vienna game, White wants to go very aggressively on the king side. So he wants to push pawns basically, and bishop to g4 invites doing that unless Black wants to capture the bishop. And Black decides to give up the bishop pair early on, and White was confident that it might be good, so he decided to do it early.
Yeah. So we'll see Black go for this move here. Um, And already you can kind of see, as you said, we've got this kind of like more aggressive setup on the king side for white. And we'll continue.
Players
So
get their
we
king
said
to
this is
safety.
kind of unusual, right? Castling when you're trying to.
It's like yeah, it's kind of unusual. Also, it's like White has an option. So I think of course Ben has might have played this similar a lot of times, and he has to be very confident that castling same side is not going to be an issue while attacking, which is fine because attacking is like king side majority. The center, at least currently, is sort of closed unless Black can rapidly open up the center and create a counter attack. White's attack should be still White's long-term plan should still be fine of pushing on the king side. Uh, yeah, and I think Black also castles king side here. Again, it's interesting for both people because in a practical game, both people have a choice. Uh, as Black, a Black player might also be tempted to just before casting put their queen on d7 and castle queen side. So if we go back, like before Black castle, yeah, and now the king is clear.
Hmm.
Like both players have to be really either confident here as to what they are doing, or like of course this involves a pawn sacrifice. Like Black will give up the f7 pawn if White wants it,
Yeah.
because the bishop is attacking f7.
Yeah. So we'll see that. So for example, this this is just a random move, just to see what would happen. But yeah. Um.
Black has an option to play this side because White sort of weakened his king side a lot, and yeah. But yeah, both players play principally castle king side, and here also we were discussing that way that Black would create a counter attack here is put his knight on the central d4 square, and basically yeah, the d4 square and d5 square are very important in this structure, but Black can get the knight to d4 with tempo and then use the awkward positioning of the bishop to, so if we put on the knight on d4 right now,
Yeah.
for example, and he can now after the queen moves, if he had enough support, he can play c6 right now, prevent the knight coming from d5, and then use the positioning of the bishop on c4 to break on the queen side.
Yeah.
So he wants to break up the queen side or the center before White breaks him on the king side. That's the idea.
Yeah. Bit of a race of the pawns here already that Black
Yeah, basically.
didn't seem to be running in.
Also an alternative option for White. So if you go back before a3,
Sure.
uh, is knight a5, claiming that he can also win the bishop pair. So
Ah,
no,
for Black.
for
Yes.
Black. Like not after a3. If you make a move for White, I'm not sure what White played. So yeah, and now wherever the bishop moves, ideally b3 because he wants to give up White capturing towards us, and the Black can capture the bishop pair, and White will have the open a file
Yeah.
and kingside attack. But a bit of a problem for Black here of going knight f5 and capturing the bishop is that okay, the knight and the bishop got traded, but now White still has control over d5, whereas Black does not have control over d4. Also, the remaining pieces on the board, Black's dark square bishop is a bad bishop because it's blocked by his own pawns, whereas White's dark square bishop is a good bishop. He
Way
can
to go.
attack both on king side and queen side. For example, if you put it on e3, it will attack both on king side and queen side.
Yeah. So really nice square for the black bishop,
Uh,
dark square bishop to
the
get.
white bishop. Yeah, let's continue with the game.
Okay, so what actually happened was this move, which we said
F5, very
foreshadowed
committal
earlier.
move. Very committal. So he's following his plan for pushing the king side pawns. He wants to now push g4, and g4 and g5, but also to push g4 or threaten g5, he did not need to commit f5. So it can be argued that it might be a loss of a tempo here for white. But it's still a good move. He's continuing his plan. And let's see how it goes. What does black play here? Okay, black plays queen d7. He wants to correct rooks.
Yeah.
Now, white creates a space for his light square bishop because he might
Yeah,
have
I guess that's
realized
the main
that.
idea.
And both players keep the moves. Yeah, now the queen on d7 also supports the queen side push. Black goes for it.
Yeah, it was
Very
a
nice.
nice move thinking ahead with queen d7.
And again here, okay, this is a critical move. By playing c5, what black has done, he has got a very good knight on d4. He has cemented it. But at the moment, the knight on d4 was not challenged by anything. There is no other minor piece that can challenge the knight. But black is aware that white wants to push on the king side. So he either wants to strike in the center or the queen side. But surely by closing the center, he has given white time to go king side.
Yeah.
And now what does white do? Also, he has weakened the d5 square a lot.
Yes,
Now
as
the
we've seen,
d5 square.
is detrimental. Let's see what happens. So here it is.
White does go on the king side.
G4.
There we have the race. And black preemptively moves the knight away, expecting g5, but that further reduces control on d5.
No control at all on d5 after that.
As black, I might even be tempted to just move it back, but then again, you get pawn stomped. If you move the knight back, you get pawn stomped immediately.
Yeah.
With either g5 or even knight takes and followed by g5. Knight takes bishop would be tempting here for me, because okay, even though that bishop is a bad bishop, now if black captures g5, there's a sort of a permanent pin potential. Now my dark square bishop is unopposed, basically.
Yeah, it's a really nice square for the.
Now
for
I
the
can prepare something like king h2, rook g1, and open up the file.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Would be a great position. But what actually happened was this kind of move. You can see the idea of it, right? They're trying to like swap off an attacker and
swap off an attacker. Also, swap off an attacker, get rid of the bishop that was doing nothing versus an attacking bishop.
Yeah.
So yeah, black is playing principally, but yeah, with the final capture again, I would have been tempted as black to like weather out the storm by playing something like g captures. If white insists
like
on opening up the h file, it buys some time because like white can still open up with h4, but it might be buying some time for black. I guess because now no capturing would be a bit suicidal. Not f6. The bishop. I would be tempted to push on the queen side or like rook c8.
Yeah.
Yeah, either rook. Actually, rook f c8 sounds better to me, creating some breathing room for the king.
Yeah.
Then if white goes on with the attack, like captures the pawn, and black would like I think black has to capture here with the knight. That might give enough time for white. Again, queen h4. No, that's blunder. H4, what a blunder. Yeah. So yeah, and here white can capture and maybe close the position on the queen side with something like c4. Have a breathing square with so yeah, no, black's plan is c4 and then f6 to survive the attack. I mean, this might have been white is still better, but this might have been a more resilient idea.
Yeah, just gotta be careful about moving the queen because queen h2 is also a blunder.
So yeah, might have been a more resilient idea. Okay, very nice. Now yeah, the white pawns are marching forward. g5.
They've just got so far up the board.
Now white has to make a critical choice actually. Does he push f6 or does he push
g6? It's not easy to decide.
The benefit of g6 is that it immediately opens up the position.
Yeah, this pawn's
yeah, that pawn's soft. So that's the benefit of f6. The g6 benefit of also it like it forces a capture, right?
Yeah.
So I like g6. Benefit of f6 would have been that it leaves the h file whites only, but it creates more time to attack on the h file because right now the pieces are not on the h.
Yeah,
file.
this queen's never getting in.
So, but both would have been good, but I like g6 more, and I think that's what he played in the game.
I believe so. Yes.
And now he opens up the position. Going to H file would be quickly over, like because it's like if he goes to the H file, first of all the rook's hanging. Okay, so even that's there. So capturing is forced here.
Yeah.
So yeah, rook's hanging. So king has to capture, and now a lot of discovered checks are coming. He chooses the nicest one. He does not go for material. So
Yeah.
White had an option here. White could have gone for something like knight c7 and go for material, but he did not. Which is nice. He wants to keep the knight and he wants to go for an attack. Uh,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Good to see.
yeah,
Still
and
laying.
again, delay.
Delaying a bit
And now he
more.
can no longer delay because now the king moves and queen captures. Yeah, queen captures g7 is coming.
Yeah.
Here I'm not sure what's the finish. Okay, here yeah, knight g4. That's what he
That
might
looks
have saved.
brilliant.
Uh,
Yeah, and you're not going
Knight
here.
g4, and if king goes in, now he can play something like f6 and further bust the counter position. Oh, not to mention the knight's hanging. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
you can always take this.
you can always cash in. So yeah, okay, I think at that point the game is over. So yeah,
Yes,
White played a very good kingside attack here.
I agree. It's just really impressive to see just the commitment to
Yeah,
how many pawn moves they made over here. And look at White's king now. They just have
yeah,
no pawns left, but they still win the game. Very well done by
yeah.
Ben Lewis, who won this game. And a nice try from Andrew Gissop. Okay, do you have anything else to say on this game, Vikas?
Oh no, no, no. I think it was just both players made logical moves, but White made little to no errors in this game. So it goes to White in the end.
Yeah.
But both players made very logical and sound moves. I guess it's just that with the sharp openings, I think being better prepared in the opening gave White a head start, and then it was a good tactical calculations from there on. Also
Yeah,
being
it's a good game.
confident because it requires confidence in playing like that. So
It definitely
well done
does.
to most players.
Alrighty,
Let's
that was game one then. Sorry, the game of the
game of the
week from
week
week one
for
of the
Warwick.
Warwick Autumn Open. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and be back for future weeks. Week two video will be coming soon.